From greenhouse to cleanhouse. Hi, I'm Ian Roofe and welcome to Get Gardening, and in this video we're looking at preparing your greenhouse for the winter months. It's that time of year when many of us are finishing with summer crops such as chilies, peppers and tomatoes, and we're getting our greenhouses emptied and cleared and ready for the winter to come. And for many of us as well, that might mean bringing in plants to the greenhouse that need a bit more winter protection. Maybe we grow exotics like cannas and bananas and all these wonderful plants that might need a bit of protection. So we want to make sure that they come into an environment which is clean and is healthy. And here we are in the vegetable growing house really at East Ruston, and you can see remnants of the frames that have had the tomatoes on them. And this greenhouse is used extensively for tomatoes, for cucumbers, for peppers and for chilies, and it's all about showing all the new and interesting varieties and how to get the best from them. But what we will do in here over the winter months is, because Alan grows so many exotic things, we will have to use this space in here to overwinter things. Now it's unheated, but it will give quite a bit of protection. So what do we need to look at? Well, it's important to make sure we get rid of any pests and diseases. Now we've got timber frames in here that have been used for supporting tomatoes, and at some point they will need brushing down and they will need cleaning. Over the course of the season, structures like this accumulate lots of debris and detritus, and you'll find that even in little nooks and crannies like where the wood joins up, and even if it's bamboo canes for example, that you may well get eggs of things like whitefly, or you might well get green fly in here as well in the greenhouse environment, woolly aphid, mealybug. Often you can get tiny eggs which appear in these nooks and crannies. The same applies to the greenhouse frame. It's amazing what you accumulate in all these little lines where the timber joins up. So the minimum you want to do is just brush the greenhouse frame down with something like this, which is a sort of a stiff sort of pot brush, but just to get in all those grooves. Now, even better than that is if you can also do this with a bucket full of warm water with some detergent in it. And you know, there are lots of proprietary detergents you can buy for greenhouse cleaning from garden centres or nurseries, and it may even be just a bit of washing up liquid, but something just to get in there and to clean out, because you'll be amazed at how those little eggs can sit in there over the course of the year, and then when the greenhouse is shut up like it will be over the winter, they breed and breed, and it means that often clean plants can actually become infected with pests. The other thing is going to be the glass, and if you look up here you'll see how over the course of the growing season the glass in this greenhouse has taken on that green film, and it's just because we've got trees and hedges and just the debris that accumulates. Actually some of this will be a bit of sort of algae which has grown on the glass. But of course light levels through the winter months diminish greatly. You know, days are much shorter. You know, we haven't got those lovely sunny days that we had through the summer months, so we need to maximise the amount of light which comes through that glass and hits the leaves of the plants underneath, because you know, many things in here will still be growing very slowly, but they still need that light to grow. So here at East Ruston we tend to use hot soapy water and soft brooms, a good soft broom, and we'll do the outside of the greenhouse in particular. That's done as well, gets that film of dirt off, but we'll also do inside with hot soapy water as well. And it's an awful job, it really is, but it really does show noticeable results, and you'll really notice increased light levels in the greenhouse. And once again, also using hot soapy water gets in all those nooks and crannies and keeps all the pests and the diseases down. I've also got this little thing with me, which is quite handy. This is just a piece of cut metal we use for labels, but something like this is ideal for using just for getting in grooves, for cleaning out in between wood and just dragging out debris and detritus. And it's also quite handy on the benches. Come over here, because once again, if you get muck in between, then just by using something like this just to get in, just to clean out all those little grooves. Could be anything, it could be a screwdriver or a putty knife, but just good for getting muck and debris out. And don't forget underneath the benches as well. That's really important to make sure that you brush around all the timber work underneath Even get rid of all those cobwebs. You know, you might think that they're not doing any harm, but they could be harbouring something which is going to cause your plants harm. So there we are, a few top tips to make your greenhouse into a clean house and get it ready for those winter months. From greenhouse to clean house. I always do that, I go, one day I'll just knock the camera.